Hello everyone, kamusta sa inyong lahat? Welcome to the channel. Today, we are exploring a topic that's been buzzing within the Wuthering Waves community: toxic positivity. Are we truly free to share our honest opinions about the game? Or is there an unspoken rule to keep it positive? And how does this affect our relationship with Wuthering Waves and its developer, Kuro Games? Let's dive into this complex, nuanced issue. First off, let's break down what we mean by toxic positivity. This term refers to an overemphasis on staying positive, even when it's unhelpful or dismissive of real concerns. In a community context, it can lead to situations where players feel discouraged from sharing honest criticism, instead, pressured to keep things upbeat no matter what. Positivity is important for fostering a healthy gaming community, but when it crosses into toxic territory, it can stifle open conversations, especially about areas where the game could improve. And that leads us to the central question: can a community still thrive when only positive feedback is encouraged? Feedback is the lifeblood of any gaming community. Constructive criticism helps developers like Kuro Games understand what works, what doesn't, and how they can enhance the player experience. But in a space where only positive voices are welcome, players can feel like their concerns are ignored or downplayed. This is why criticism matters. If feedback is mostly praise, developers might miss out on critical insights that could elevate the game. But when players are hesitant to express concerns, whether it's about bugs, balance, or monetization, the overall player experience can stagnate. Constructive criticism, if met with understanding rather than dismissal, only strengthens the community. Now, let's take a look at what toxic positivity looks like in practice. Some players in Wuthering Waves have noticed that when they voice frustrations or critiques, responses often lean towards statements like "just enjoy the game" or "look on the bright side." While these sentiments likely come from a positive place, they can come off as dismissive. These types of responses can create a culture where only certain voices are amplified, while valid concerns are silenced. Over time, this leads to an echo chamber effect where the community becomes insular, with only certain perspectives allowed. Now, let's consider how this dynamic affects the relationship between players and Kuro Games. A developer's reputation is often shaped by how well they listen to their community, and if players feel that their feedback isn't valued, it can lead to mistrust and frustration. Developers who create open channels for both praise and criticism build stronger connections with its player base. It's a partnership. Players invest time and often money, and developers who value feedback foster a sense of loyalty and trust. But when only positive feedback seems welcome, that connection often fails. So how can we strike a balance? Encouraging constructive criticism is essential to maintaining a healthy community. Players should feel comfortable discussing both the game's strengths and areas for improvement. An environment where criticism is normalized and even encouraged leads to better engagement and ultimately a stronger game. Community leaders, influencers, and even Kuro Games themselves play pivotal roles here. By engaging openly with feedback, whether it's a positive or negative, developers can model a culture of respect and responsiveness. This not only validates players' experiences but also encourages genuine discussion rather than forcing players to mask their concerns. Now, let's address the big question. Is Kuro Games intentionally fostering a culture of toxic positivity? While it's unlikely they're doing so deliberately, there are subtle ways that developers can influence community culture, even unintentionally. If Kuro Games creates spaces where feedback is truly valued, players will feel more confident sharing their honest thoughts. Establishing clearer guidelines on feedback could be a positive step for Kuro Games too. Publicly showing appreciation for all feedback, whether it's a praise or constructive criticism, could signal to the community that honest dialogue is encouraged. This would strengthen trust, giving players the sense that their voices can lead to meaningful changes. Creating healthy spaces for discussion means more than just acknowledging feedback. It's about ensuring every player feels they have a voice. Open channels like developer Q&As, dedicated forums, and even periodic community updates on feedback can help bridge the gap between developers and players. When players see that their voices are not only heard but acted upon, it creates a stronger sense of belonging. Communities thrive when feedback results in real changes, making players feel truly invested in the game's success. In conclusion, while toxic positivity can sometimes surface within the Wuthering Waves community, it's crucial to remember that constructive criticism is vital to a game's growth and success. Kuro Games has the opportunity to foster a culture that values all feedback, not just the praise. When players feel their voices are respected, they're more likely to stay loyal, engaged, and invested. Recently, we've seen some creators labeled as L-takers simply for expressing honest feedback about the game. While it might seem like playful teasing, this kind of language can have a deeper impact. It sends a message that differing opinions aren't welcome, especially if they're critical. Having diverse viewpoints, even if they're critical, is essential for a strong, balanced community. Content creators are often the voices that help highlight the game's strengths and areas of improvement. But if they're labeled as L-takers or seen as outliers for not just going with the flow, we risk creating an echo chamber where only certain views are validated. Indeed, constructive feedback is vital, and so is encouraging creators to speak freely without fear of being dismissed. When diverse voices are welcomed, it strengthens the entire Wuthering Waves experience for players and developers alike. Dismissing those voices limits growth and innovation within the game, and ultimately within the community. Now, I'd love to hear from you all. Do you feel there's too much focus on positivity in the Wuthering Waves community? Have you ever felt discouraged from voicing your opinions? Let's continue the conversation in the comments section. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this discussion and want more insights into the Wuthering Waves community, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, leave a comment, and share this video. Let's work together to build a community where every voice is valued. Until next time, thank you so much for watching. Maraming salamat po, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!